Right now, Tuesday and Wednesday are officially first alert weather days, with tropical depression Debbie expected to form over this weekend. Meteorologist Matt Bullock has the very latest this morning.
Live, local, now. This is WMBF News, today at 7.
Good morning at 7 o'clock. I'm Eric Richards. We're streaming live on WMBFnews.com and our free WMBF News app. Throughout the Olympics, we are committed to bringing you the very latest headlines and first alert forecast right to wherever you stream. Let's get right over to meteorologist Matt Bullock now for the first alert on where the system is headed right now and whether or not we need to be worried about the impacts. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Eric. And no need to be worried yet. We're just keeping a close eye on this tropical depression. It became a tropical depression last night at 11 o'clock. Right now, sustained winds at 30 miles per hour. And look at the latest forecast track. It's likely to become a tropical storm sometime tonight into tomorrow as it heads into the Gulf of Mexico. And as it reaches the Gulf of Mexico, reaching extremely warm water. And this will help the system intensify to a strong tropical storm as we head into Sunday, almost near hurricane strength as we head into Monday before making landfall into Florida. But once it makes landfall to Florida, that's when the forecast becomes very tricky. As you can see these red shaded colors in that forecast track, this indicates where the center of the storm is, which could be all the way in the upstate of South Carolina or all the way out in the east coast of the eastern coastlines of the Carolinas. So again, there's a lot of uncertainties with this system. It's something we got to keep a close eye on because you can see where that forecasted track of that cone as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. And that's the reason why we had that first alert weather day in effect for Tuesday and Wednesday, as we'll continue to track this soon-to-be Debbie. But for now, here's what you should do for this weekend. You can go to the beach, go to the pool, go shopping. It's tax-free weekend. Have fun. Keep up with the changes to the new tracks. New updates come out 5 a.m., 11 a.m., 5 p.m., and 11 p.m. For more details, make sure to download the WMBF First Alert Weather app. And for more details, I have your weekend forecast just in a few minutes.
All right, so you're officially on notice to begin preparing for the soon-to-be Debbie, but here at WMBF News, we will be there with you every step of the way. Again, we have designated Tuesday and Wednesday as first alert weather days, meaning that we'll ramp up our weather coverage in anticipation of the expected storm. And to brush up on everything you need to know before next week, like evacuations, headlines, and more, you can always check out the Hurricane Center on WMBFnews.com. You'll find it under the First Alert Weather tab. An Horry County officer facing an ongoing lawsuit has turned in his badge. Horry County's government confirms Lance Corporal Julian Duke Brown retired on July 26th, more than a month after troopers say he ran over and killed a woman at the Nash Street Beach Access. Brown spent his final days at the department on administrative leave. During the investigation into the incident, the Highway Patrol has not charged him with a crime. A staff shakeup is happening at a Florence County elementary school after a controversial post on social media. The superintendent of Florence One School sent a letter to parents of Royal Elementary School students saying several employees are either no longer with the district or have been placed on administrative leave. This is in connection to this photo that you see on your screen that was posted Wednesday, showing teachers dressed up in sombreros with two wearing U.S. Border Patrol agent shirts in front of a wall. School leaders have apologized and removed that post. Myrtle Beach city leaders tell us that it's crunch time for the infamous Yellow House, just a week after a judge filed a motion to keep the notorious boarding home closed until November after evidence showed it had been a hotbed of crime and drugs. But as Ali Espinoza found out, this could really be the end of the line for the house.
The clock is ticking for the Yellow House, since painted blue, as you can see here behind me. The home's owner, Joe Rideout, has until November to try and make renovations to the home, but Myrtle Beach city leaders say they're surprised he hasn't made any effort. Just this week, a judge signed yet another motion to keep the infamous Yellow House here along 5th Avenue North in Myrtle Beach closed after a judge granted a request last year to have it closed for 1 year. Documents we've obtained describe the home as a drug hotspot with several overdoses, some deadly, occurring throughout the years. Now, Myrtle Beach Code Enforcement also shut down the home in September of last year after it was determined to be uninhabitable. Part of the recent order actually allows Rideout to renovate the home and bring it up to code with the city's help. But Assistant City Manager Josh Bruger tells me Rideout hasn't taken advantage of this. Bruger says he's shocked and it's adding to the headache that is the Yellow House.
A significant impact, really, from a resource, both personnel resource and a financial resource, when we're dedicating so much time and money into one location. But the other thing is that the folks that live in that area, they have the right to live in peace and not have a nuisance house next to them.
Now, Bruger says depending on what happens with the home, it could go to City Council, who could make the final decision to demolish that Yellow House. That could be just as soon as October. Reporting in Myrtle Beach, Ali Espinosa, WMBF News.
Happening now, it's that time of year again to save big. Ashley Listrom joins us from the Tanger Outlets along Highway 501, sharing what experts say that you can expect on this tax-free weekend and showing you how much cash some are saving.
It's a big win for some bargain hunters as South Carolina's tax-free weekend kicked off today, drawing crowds to places like the Tanger Outlets right here behind me.
It definitely helps save us some money, that's for sure.
Folks tonight getting a bang for their buck this tax-free weekend. Some of the hot items:
school supplies,
Shoes, clothes. Mostly clothes because they're like a whole size bigger this year in everything.
Tax-free weekend has been a tradition since 2000, helping South Carolinians save on back-to-school supplies, electronics, shoes, and more. And while the weekend remains ever popular with locals, I've learned today it's even drawing in folks from out of state, all to do some shopping.
My sister was like, hey, it's tax-free weekend. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but sure, we'll go.
A Tanger spokeswoman says it's become such a big weekend, many even plan their vacations around it.
They come from North Carolina, they come from Ohio, and they make a whole day of it. And it's family trips. You see lots of groups of people.
And those that did stop by really stocked up. Check out this family's receipt. It's as long as their kid.
Great deals. I think we saved almost like $100 in Old Navy.
And if you're thinking about coming out, the lines are moving quick.
Honestly, the waits weren't long at all. I don't think I waited more than 5 minutes.
The promotion will run through Sunday, and a lot of stores are also pairing tax-free with other sales, giving you even more incentives to get out and shop. Reporting in Myrtle Beach, Ashley Listrom, WMBF News.
Now, your certified most accurate forecast from WMBF First Alert meteorologist Matt Bullock.
So let's talk about more about Tropical Depression 4, or soon to be Tropical Storm Debbie, for this weekend. Now, talk about that forecast track. As we head into next week, you can see where this red shade, this is the forecasted area where the center of the storm is. So the center could be in the upstate of South Carolina or way out into the Atlantic, and kind of showing you what some of the track scenarios. So first track, if it moves farther inlet, this will give us a low risk of strong winds. However, we will see that heavy rain and still put us in that area where we could see those isolated quick spin-ups, and really not expecting that storm surge as that system moves farther inlet. Then we have scenario number 2. If this system kind of moves up along the coast, this will bring much more stronger winds, heavy rain, and still seeing that possibility for quick spin-ups. Along with that, the storm surge is way too soon to tell, just because the timing with this system is very unsure with all these models, kind of just all over the place. And then we have another third track, as this system is more well offshore, where strong winds are not likely. You can still see some heavy downpours, but there's no tornado threat and no threat for storm surge. And kind of showing you, if this system kind of hangs around the Gulf, we could see a potential of this system becoming a hurricane with all the extremely warm waters, as those water temperatures 82 to 88 degrees. Again, enough fuel for this tropical system to feed itself. And show you some of the model runs. This is the GFS model as we head into Wednesday. I mean, you can see the system almost looking like a hurricane off the Carolina coastlines. Then we have the European model that has this system a little bit slower, and timing is key. The slower it is, the more time it has this system to strengthen as it remains down towards the south. And talk about the rainfall potential, just showing you the European and GFS models. Depending what track it takes, if it goes a little bit closer or inlet, we can see more rainfall across the area. If it goes a little bit more offshore, we'll see a little bit less heavy rain, but you can definitely see the GFS and Euro model shows a decent amount of rainfall. And just showing you some of the spaghetti models, you can see there's a good confidence that system will enter the Gulf, but once it starts to make its hook northeast, that's when the track becomes very uncertain. You have some going farther inlet, some off the coast, or some along the Carolina coastline. So it's way too soon to tell the impacts we'll see here at home in the Carolinas. So for now, all you have to do is enjoy your weekend, go tax-free shopping, go to the pool, the beach, have fun. We'll keep you updated with new tracks that will be issued. The next one at 11 a.m., then 5 p.m., then 11 p.m. So talk about your weekend forecast. Beautiful start for our Saturday morning, sunshine, temperatures. Right now here in Myrtle Beach, we are into 80 degrees already with that humidity, feeling like 87. Temperatures will continue to climb today as we'll reach our highs in the upper 80s, low 90s, but with that humidity, it's going to feel like in the triple digits. We will see a chance for those pop-up showers and thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon, but right now we are quiet. But as we pan out, we do have a stall front along the upstate and across the Piedmont, and that stall front will give enough moisture for those showers and storms for this afternoon and this evening. And showing you our future radar with temperatures as we head to about 12 o'clock. A few coastal showers along with the sea breeze. Temperatures remain mid to upper 80s, but feeling like in the triple digits as we head into the overnight hours. You can see that stall front begin to make its way across the PD late tonight. Some isolated storms maybe on the strong side, bring some gusty winds, frequent lightning, and heavy rain, but this system will continue to break apart as it approaches the Grand Strand, and we'll continue to see those rain threats as we head into Sunday. No washout conditions. We're only putting a 40% chance for those showers and storms across the Grand Strand and the PD. Temperatures will remain warm, mid to upper 80s, 90s across the PD, and as we look at your Grand Strand forecast, we do have that first alert weather day for Tuesday and Wednesday with soon-to-be Debbie, and likely, depending what the speed of this system, as the Euro is a little bit slower, we're going to continue to bring those rain chances increasing into Thursday. And as we look ahead into next weekend, we'll continue to see those rain chances to stick around.
So, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like our first major system of the hurricane season for us here, right?
For us here, because like honestly, the first major system was Beryl, because that broke records back in June.
Right.
But for us, seeing some impacts, definitely our first system of the year. But a lot can change to the forecast. For now, don't worry, enjoy your weekend. But as we get more data, we'll continue to keep you updated with the latest details. But make sure to download that Wmbf First Alert Weather app.
What are some tips some people should know? Headed into a storm like this?
Well, I think just being prepared. I think for now, just keep a close eye on. Once we get into Sunday, Monday, we get more model runs, because once we know once it enters the Gulf, we'll know the exact track. But the other thing is the timing, because the models are just all over the place. I mean, the Euro's about a day or two late. The GFS is actually trending a little bit slower, so we'll see. I mean, these models have just been inconsistent, except for the GFS. The GFS has actually been kind of on point the past couple of model runs for the past 4 days. The European has just been awful, because the original European model had this system kind of going along the Carolina coastlines. The GFS is the only one that had it going to the Gulf and then hooking towards the Northeast. So that one, I'm kind of like, all right, this one's a better model, but you got to look at all the models. And again, a lot can change. It's the weather.
Right, and that's why he's a professional and keeping an eye on it. Thank you very much, sir. And you're officially now on notice to begin preparing for soon-to-be Debbie. But here at WMBF News, we are with you every step of the way. Again, we've designated Tuesday and Wednesday as first alert weather days, meaning that we will ramp up our weather coverage in anticipation of the expected storm. And to brush up on everything you need to know before next week, like evacuations and headlines and more, you can always check out the Hurricane Center on WMBFnews.com. You'll also find it under the First Alert Weather tab. And just a reminder, during the next weekend, this weekend and next weekend, while the Olympics are on TV, you can join Matt Bullock and me for WMBF News Weekend Today, starting at 7, streaming on WMBFnews.com and our free WMBF News app. That is our time right now. Make sure you download our weather app and our news app. Stay up to date on everything Debbie and so much more. We'll see you at 6 and 11.